Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more waterfowl patterning. And I've got another combination out here today that we haven't tried yet, and one that I'm really curious to see what kind of performance we're going to get. Because believe it or not, I have never patterned this specific shotgun with any kind of steel waterfowl loads or anything like that. So I'm really curious to see how well it does. So for the setup I've got out here today, I brought out this guy. This is my Mossberg 835 Ulti-Mag here. And I threw in this choke. This is the stock modified choke that's labeled mod, steel, 2s, and BBs. And I did measure it out to roughly be a 765 constriction. So we should see some pretty decent results through this choke. And for the load I've got out here today, I brought out some of these, the Winchester Xpert High Velocity Steel loads. These are a 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch, 1550 feet per second, ounce and a 1/16 load of steel number 4s. And these did shoot pretty well out of my 1187 with the modified choke. So I'm hoping we can see some pretty decent results out of this 835 as well with these shells. So as for the test, it's going to be the same as usual. I have a duck target down there at 40 yards with the backer so we can see the entire pattern. I also have the chronograph, so we'll see what kind of speed we're running and how close it kind of is to the 1550 on the box. So let's get you guys a view of this target. We'll take the shot, we'll glance at our chrono, and then we'll see how they did. I have some decently high hopes for this, but we'll see what happens. So let's head over here and shoot it and see what we can get. Okay, the glare is pretty bad this morning, but that round gave us 1481 through the chronograph. Remember, the box was claiming 1550, so we did not see that, and I don't think we quite saw that from the 1187 either. I think it was right at about 1500. So we're definitely moving a little bit slower than what the box is claiming, but either way, right in and around 1500 is definitely still moving pretty quick. But how did they actually perform down at 40 yards? Let's go take a look and see. Alright, so now we're down here looking at our 40-yard target, and this is what we got. Now, we absolutely have a smoked duck on this one. There's 5 or 6 in the body, and probably 6 or 8 more of them in the wings. There is no way that duck is going to continue to fly much farther than that. So we absolutely have a smoked duck on that one. And looking at it here, it's almost a little bit of a core area right towards the bottom right edge of this paper here. We definitely have a little bit of a condensed area of shot right there. So that's pretty interesting to see. Now backing up to the rest, it's pretty even across the paper, except we do have kind of one hole over here at the bottom left of this target that something could have made it through. I mean, from the tip of his wings straight down to the next little group of pellets there's nothing in that hole. So we do have 1 or 2 smaller voids like that. Not anything too terrible. I mean, that's not really the central area of your pattern. And as for the rest of the outskirts of that pattern, it's pretty even. But for that kind of central area of the pattern right around that duck, I really can't complain too much about that at all. For 40 yards, absolutely. That would take a duck all day long out to 40. So overall, I'm definitely pretty happy with how that 835 shot these steel duck loads. Okay, and here's the wad out of that shell, and it looks pretty much perfectly normal. You have one petal that might have opened a little bit farther over there on the right, but nothing out of the ordinary for sure. Nothing stuck down in there as far as pellets or buffer or anything like that. No rips or tears or anything that I'd be concerned about for sure. So everything looks like it did its job here for us on this one. Alright y'all, well, what did you think about that performance? I mean, I can't have too many complaints about that when your core area right on that duck looks like it does there. That would absolutely crush some ducks. There's no question about that. I think we're more than good out to 40 yards there with that pattern. And once you get past there with a smaller shot size like 4s with them being steel, I think you're going to run out of energy before you run out of pattern density. But out to 40 yards, I definitely don't have a problem with that, not at all. But what do you guys think about it? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments as usual. And what other loads and stuff would you might want to see through that 835, because now after seeing this, I mean, I expected some pretty decent patterns out of it, so I definitely want to put several more loads through it and see what it can do with some different loads and potentially even some different chokes too. So let me know what you guys might want to see. But with that being said, we do have an Instagram as well that I always leave in the description below if you would like to go over there and check that out. You can see some sneak peeks and things like that ahead of time for what we're out here testing, so feel free to head over there if you would like to. And I've got one more test I want to film out here today for you guys, so I'm going to jump back to it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.